Hi there, I'm Debonair Kovacs back again with the ninth chapter of the 40 Ways My Labyrinth is Like My Life. Number 9 is, its foundation was laid before I came into the picture. As detailed at the beginning of this series, when I moved into my present house, I found the remains of a labyrinth, which I restored. Someone else had taken a lot of time and trouble researching labyrinth patterns, choosing one, measuring, laying out lines, and marking the whole thing with dozens and dozens of little stakes. The hardest part of creating a labyrinth was already done for me. The entry was marked with 2 4x4 posts dug deeply into the ground, and a tree was planted at the center. In fact, I was informed that if I ever wanted to move that tree, which was only 3 or 4 feet high at the time, I should be aware that a beloved dog was buried there. So in a sense, the labyrinth was already consecrated as a burial ground, and the tree was that dog's memorial. I never planned to move the tree anyway, as those who have read my book, Gardens of the Soul, know I used the imagery of a tree, an evergreen even, to represent the deep center of my being, and I thought having one at the center of the labyrinth was perfect. Today, 5 years later, that's when I wrote this, the tree is much higher than my head, and the ashes of my beloved lie under it. So I'll just add that it is now 9 years after, it's 13 years since I moved into this house. Anyway, the tree is very tall. I'm trimming a lot of underneath branches so that it doesn't shade the whole labyrinth. And there are ashes from my mother, my father, my husband, and several more pets nearby. The whole place has been much prayed over and is, if possible, more consecrated and holy than ever. I believe all ground bears the fingerprint of God and is holy, or is meant to be. When I opened my eyes, so to speak, on my life, that is to say, when my own conscious memories begin, my foundation was already laid too. God had long ago laid whatever plans God lays. Opinions vary, and the one thing I'm pretty certain of is that no human really knows. Human families had come together and interwoven in various ways, and one of their sons and one of their daughters had joined to create a new family. In the course of time, a baby girl was born, already wired to have coarse dark hair which would turn gray, green eyes, no dimples, more's the pity, a wide-ranging, curious brain, and a way with words and fiber. When I was a young adult, I was firmly on the side of nurture over nature, but the older I get, the more I realize how much is built into us from the beginning. So who knows what other tendencies and abilities were already present. The very first two things I learned in life were that my mother would always love me, provide for me, and care for me no matter what, and that God was right next to and within me and would do all that and more. The foundation was laid. What I would build on it was up to me. See you next time.